the way I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna open up the guy's lapel. Hopefully by the time I'm in closed guard, the gi should be already open. In case it's still closed, you can open the lapel. If I'm squeezing closed guard over his gi, sometimes it's hard to pull because my legs are actually on top of the lapel. So I'm gonna split my legs, open my legs real quick, and just get a vertical yank so I can get the bottom of his lapel through. And I may have to do it again because if you look at this side, I want to make sure that his lapel goes way up. So I kind of pass it to this side and yank up towards his armpit to the point where my closed guard is underneath, touching his skin or the rash guard. So my goal is to get this lapel as high as I can and open as much as I can here. And I want it to be catching like this. Okay? So when I feed the open lapel to my other free hand, I want to make sure that I'm going under here, and just like a regular basic armbar grip, but we're just grabbing like this. I don't want to put my wrist flat on his lapel this way because that exposes my elbow here, and then yeah, you can either push this way or I lose a lot of power because my elbow is coming up towards my head at that point. Instead, I'm going to use my ridge of my forearm right here and grab this way. So now my elbow, I can keep pulling it across to make it nice and tight. So I want to make sure that I've got a lot of slack here because this is going to be what I'm going to use to choke the guy later. So if we're here in this position, we're going to jump into our high guard first. So I'm going to step and I'm going to start to climb up and grab my own foot here. And you know, most of the times we're coming across this way, but we're going to go a little bit non-threatening and just reach up and grab my own foot. And then at this point, my left foot, my left hamstring is going to jump over and really clasp in front of his shoulder here. So from this position, I'm going to hop up and then make sure that my hamstring's in front of his shoulder. And then this leg, the one that's in front of his shoulder, is on the bottom of the guard. Okay, so it's on the bottom here. If I have it the other way here, if Brandon postures his head up, he's going to be able to open my guard this way, but because it's my clamp leg. But if I keep it here and I pinch my knees in and he tries to lift, because it's on the bottom, I can keep it secured. So from this position, I'm constantly squeezing my knees here. And the series that we're working in this position is I can go straight into the armbar by twisting my legs this way while keeping my knees pinched. So I've got this grip. I just pull him in this direction. And then now I can throw my left leg over his head. And I can let go of the lapel and grab his wrist if I want. Heels down toward the floor, pinching my knees, and then elevate my hips to get the armbar. So that's the first one, is just attacking the armbar with the lapel. So I lift, get a nice tight grip, I move it over, step, and I climb up nice and high. Okay. Jump, and this hamstring, that same foot is on the bottom of that closed guard here. From here, I can just go and twist him this way. That way my knees are aligned with my shoulder, and I can just throw this leg over his head, pinching everything, and I've got the armbar there. So from this position, I'm going to sit on my right hip. So I'm going to twist as much as I can to get my right hip and my right shoulder to the floor. And I want to keep pulling the guy in towards me. Okay? From this position, I'm going to take my left hand and reach down and grab the fatty part of his palm here. Okay? And then lift this hand up, almost like I'm putting him in like an arm wrestling position. Okay? So I'm going to lift this up to my opposite chest, keeping everything tight. My right hand could be controlling the lapel still. And I'm just going to push my hips forward. So don't extend your back, just push your hips forward. Okay? So you're going to keep everything tight and just push forward. And you should get the tap on that Manivela shoulder lock position. Okay? So the important thing with this is just keep everything tight. Lift this hand up high into your armpit or your chest, and then just shoot your hips forward, and you'll get that tap. You'll find doing this on girls, it's a little bit harder because they're a little, or skinnier people that are a little bit more flexible. So go slow though, it's pretty tight. From the same position, you guys can feed into the choke. So this lapel, I'm just gonna feed it in front of his face and then loop around. Okay? And again, I have to keep pulling the guy in towards me. I don't wanna push him away. So I keep it tight. Now I'm gonna go thumb down and grab the lapel. Okay? If this is on his chin or on his face here, I can kind of push his head, or I can shove the lapel back down to get it underneath his neck. So the first thing I'm gonna do from this position is this. I can just go straight to the choke by keeping my elbow down and pull for the choke. If I want to make sure that my elbow doesn't like pop out, I can go over his hand and then grab my own forearm so that my elbow doesn't pop out. And I can go for that same choke here. From this same position, I can just shoot through and then go into this position here for the sweep or the armbar. If my elbow pops out, I switch to the armbar. Okay? If I can keep the elbow in place and I'm flexible enough to throw this here, I can go for the choke with my leg in front of his face, or I can go for the sweep. So I kick left, extend, and in this position I just sit through and slide my knee through here. And I have got the same, so I can twist on it, pull here, and extend here to get the choke. If I want to take his back here, all I need to do is let go and kind of lean towards my right hip and pick him up. And I just pull him back, I can get the back position from there.